What's going on, everyone? The level of disrespect for the Lakers is it's comical at this point, right? So Lakers are up 3-1. All is looking great. Lakers, I have all the confidence in the world, are going to win this series. Hopefully they win it tomorrow, depending on when you watch this, maybe today. But even if they don't, I still trust them to get it done in LA in Game 6. I picked the Lakers to beat the Warriors in 6 games, and everything is flowing perfectly. I said it'd go exactly like the Grizzlies series, win Game 1, 3, 4, and then 6, right? But I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that the Lakers win in 5. But it's so funny to see like all the media and everyone just scrambling to like make up excuses, but like refuse to give the Lakers credit, right? Like you got media personalities that people watch and listen to and buy into that are over here coming up with every excuse in the world on why the Warriors are the better team, but just they beat themselves and just completely disregard the fact that like the Lakers have an elite defense that have given the Warriors problems. That, yes, the Warriors have missed shots, but could that maybe be because of the Lakers defense? I don't know, maybe, right? Like, they give no credit that Anthony Davis is a mismatch, that they don't play good defense, that they have no defenders to stop our guards, which is why every game it's a different guard that steps up, whether it's Dennis Schroeder, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Lonnie Walker. Like, they are jumping through all these hoops to just not be able to say, hey, the Lakers have just been the better team. You still have people that are like, the Warriors came back against OKC in 2016, and, it's not over, it's not this. And no, it's not over until you win 4 games, right? Like Draymond Green was like, hey, you got to beat us 4 times. He's right, and he should say that stuff. But you have all these personalities that are like, you can't sleep on the Warriors still. They have this, that, and the other. And for 3 of all 4 games, you can make an argument the Lakers have been the better team. The only time that the Warriors have beaten the Lakers is when they shot 50% from 3. 50% from 3. They were getting easy baskets. They were winning the paint points, all that stuff in this last game. The Lakers still won. The Warriors shot 40% from 3. The Lakers still won. Made 21 threes. And so Warriors had never lost with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson both scoring 20 or more. Lakers beat them. No team had ever lost when 3 guys scored 6-3 or hit 6 3-pointers, and the Lakers beat them, right? Like everything, every argument, everything, like they all have been, and I get all these people have their predictions, but whatever happened to just like, I was wrong, credit the Lakers, right? We see like Miami's getting all this praise in the world. Miami's out hustling. Man, Jimmy Butler's the truth. And look, I get it. Like, you look at the Lakers roster and you look at Miami's roster and you're like, man, Miami's overachieving, right? They beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They shouldn't even been in the playoffs, blah, blah, blah. But so were the Lakers. Lakers were the 13th seed before like a week and a half before that. They ended up making some trade, and the chemistry was a question. LeBron's health, Anthony Davis, like all of these things, right? Like, are they going to be able to piece it together to maybe win and make things competitive? They played the Memphis Grizzlies, who had the best home record in the entire league, were the number 2 seed, right? Defensive player of the year, a top 8 defense, and smacked them. Now we play the Warriors, who are the defending champions, who just beat Sacramento, who most people picked to come out the West after they beat Sacramento, right? Like, and the Lakers so far have smacked them. And yet it's like you don't get any credit. None. All the media, it's just negativity. It's just all like, oh, well, can Anthony Davis show up? Let's just completely disregard that Anthony Davis had 3 straight games where he showed up. Game 5, when they got blown out, Anthony Davis was the only one that showed up in that game. Game 6, Anthony Davis dominated and probably would have gotten 20 plus, but he didn't need to. We won by 40, right? And then Game 1, he shows up and we win. We beat the Warriors in Golden State, right? And then here you go, and here's Anthony Davis again in these last 2 games, and we win those 2 games. Lakers are undefeated at home, have beaten all the top teams in the league at home. We've beaten them all. All the other teams are losing at home, except for Denver, right? But outside of that, like Philly's lost at home. They just beat the Celtics. The Celtics are very likely going to get eliminated in 2 days. I don't know if they're going to be able to beat Philly again in the Sixers arena. I don't think Boston, even if they do manage to come back and win, they've lost it twice in Boston, and they lost to Atlanta, so they're very beatable in Boston, right? And then you look at the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are they're Devin Booker having a normal game away from getting eliminated, right? Devin Booker's having some like historic run here, and he's doing something that no one has ever been able to sustain. And it takes him and Kevin Durant scoring 80 points per game for them to even be competitive. Like, the only team that's been consistent this entire playoff series are the Lakers and I guess the Nuggets, right? Because the Nuggets, they handled business, but they had their struggles against Minnesota. I guess Miami too. You can put Miami in that ballpark, right? Miami's, they're up 3-1. They beat the Bucks in 4. So I guess those teams, but all the teams that people picked to win the championship are all like in shambles. Like Philly, Boston, Denver, Phoenix, those 4 teams look like the worst teams in the entire playoffs so far. The teams that like are the ones that like, oh, okay, like they're looking really good are the Lakers and the Heat. And people like to clown on the bubble and all that stuff. Miami and the Lakers are the only teams that are up 3-1 and have played good teams. It's not like they're playing a bunch of bums, right? Miami played the number 1 overall seed and beat them, right? Miami right now is playing the Knicks, who just ran through the Cavs. Who many people thought the Cavs were going to do something, right? And the Lakers probably had the toughest road. They played Memphis Grizzlies in the best home team, like I said, and we ran through them. We played the defending champions, who very likely could win again this year if it wasn't for running into the Lakers. And then they ran. I mean, even Memphis. Many people thought Memphis could win this year. Ja Morant, like most teams can't stop him, which is true. Most teams can't stop him. You got the defending champion. They have great defense. The big question was their offense. Like, how would their offense look? And look at it like this. When we get through this Golden State series, we will have not now gone through the toughest offensive team to defend. I'm not saying that they're number 1 in offense, but like as far as defending them, they are the toughest offensive team to defend. Everyone else is very predictable, right? Boston's super predictable. Philly, super predictable. Phoenix, super predictable. Denver, super predictable. Like the Warriors with all their constant motion and movements and, different sets and looks and you just have these snipers who like, you're just praying that they miss every time they shoot the ball and making just ridiculous shots that are momentum killers and just confidence killers, right? You're playing. So now we're going to end up playing it. We already beat the best defensive team we would see throughout these entire playoffs. And then we're going to play and then we're about to beat the toughest offense we will probably see throughout these entire playoffs. And we've ran through both of them. There's not another team that is going to have the defense that Memphis has and the offense that the Warriors have. You're just not going to have that. Philadelphia is probably the closest just based on the playoff stats, right? I believe they're like number 1 in defense, number 2 in defense behind the Lakers. And then I think they're like number 2 or 3 in offense right now. But they just jack up a bunch of threes, right? Boston and Philly are the 2 teams leading in 3-pointers, right? And it's because they just shoot 30 of them a game, 40 of them a game, right? Like the Warriors were killing Sacramento by getting into the paint, by getting easy layups, right? That's how they were beating them. This series, they can't do that. So they're shooting 43s a game and they're hoping that they shoot 50% because it's the only way to beat us. So when do we get the respect? Which I think is funny, right? And I get it. Like hating on the Lakers, having that controversy. I mean, this video is prime proof that like it sells, right? Because they got me talking about it. They got other people talking about it. They got all the fans riled up. Like, what does this person talk about? I see all the comments on the videos and stuff are like, did you hear what, this person said or that person said and all that stuff? Like, and it's funny. It's comical at this point, right? They did the same thing in 2020. Portland oh, Portland is too talented. They've been together longer. They have the chemistry. Damian Lillard, they don't have anyone that could guard Dame. And CJ McCollum's going to be a problem. And Nurkic and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? We smacked them. And then next series, you got the Houston Rockets. Oh, they have no way to defend Russell Westbrook and James Harden, and they shoot too many threes, and they're just going to spread them out, and it's going to be this, and womp, 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 womp. Like, right? Charlie Brown thing, right? There you go. Like, guess what? Lakers smack. And then we go up and we play Denver. Denver's a better team. You know, they got a guy playing at an MVP level. They have too many weapons. Murray's putting up 50 a game. It's unbelievable. They're not going to be able to stop them, and we smacked them. Then we get to Miami, and it's, oh, Miami is, you know, they're too physical. They're too tough. The Lakers aren't a tough team. They can't handle the physicality, blah, blah, blah. And then Lakers smacked them. And that's what the Lakers are doing right now. You hear all the media, all of the talk, all of the nonsense, all of this stuff, and the Lakers just keep winning. And it's a beautiful thing, and I love it. I do, I love it. But it's like, it's so comical to see like all of these people and all these networks, Fox and, you know, ESPN and all these other platforms and stuff, and they're all just like, well, the Lakers, you know, like, they didn't win this game. This game could have easily been 3-1 the Warriors. And it's like, can you just be like, dude, the Lakers came out, they did their job, they're playing good. You do that for Miami. You do that for, you know, Boston. You do that for, but the Lakers are the only team that can't get love. They did the same stuff in the Memphis series. Oh, you know, Memphis, they really lost this. This could easily be 3-1 against them. That's playoff basketball. Not every game is going to be a 40-point blowout. It's who can close and who can execute down the stretch of games, because that's usually what it comes down to. Why do you think Boston can't win a championship and can barely get out of the Eastern Conference when they clearly have the best team every year? Because they can't execute down the stretch. They start panicking. They're indecisive. Jason Tatum completely disappears at times. Right? Jaylen Brown is their best player, and he's not their best player. Jason Tatum is their best player. Right? Like, you got all these teams that have all these problems, all these issues, and the Lakers seem to be the one that has the most consistency. And now the sports books, they're like second at like plus 400. I think they might be first now after Boston losing, but they were like second in winning. They're number one coming out the West now, and they're number two, I believe, or they were at winning the championship. And it's just funny. And look, at the end of the day, when the Lakers are hoisting that trophy, I want to hear. I can't wait to hear all the excuses. I can't wait to hear, or either A, you're gonna get all the excuses, or B, you're gonna get all oh, I knew the Lakers were gonna, all the backtrack, all the turnaround. You know, it's hilarious, and it's a beautiful thing to go from being 2-10, like a month and a half before the playoffs began. We were still the 13th seed. To go from that to like getting into the play-in to like. Now we're 1 win away from the Western Conference Finals and 9 wins away from an NBA championship. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. This is just kind of like a venting video because I just think it's hilarious. I've been watching like all day. I've just been hearing all like the excuses and seeing all like the fans I get, right? Like the fans, they just are grasping onto something. They just want something. But what happened to like reporter and analysis integrity, right? Like what happened to like, hey, I was wrong. Now I picked this team to win and I was wrong, right? Like credit the Lakers. Even I've credit them. Like I've been in the live streams and be like, man, that was great, like great execution by the Warriors. Like, what's wrong with being like, hey, that was not, they did a great job. They figured it out, right? Like the fans, I don't care, like, fans, that's part of being a fan. You come up with excuses for your team. You defend your team like it's your kid, right? Like, I get that. But, like, these analysts are supposed to be like, hey, like, there's millions of people watching me and want my opinion and my credibility and integrity and stuff like that. And instead of just being like, hey, like, credit the Lakers. I mean, even Draymond Green is out here, like, credit, like, hey, you got to tip your cap to him. Like, they did a great job. Like, Draymond is on the Warriors. and he's over here, giving more credit to the Lakers than like all these media personalities. It's just hilarious. But anyway, again, love your thoughts, opinions. Let me know however you feel down in the comment section below.